Hey there, I'm Alexander Sterling, and today's video topic is how to transform your life by embracing change. Now I want you to picture this. You're standing at the edge of a cliff, and below is everything you've ever wanted. A life full of purpose, connection, fulfillment. The only way to get there is to jump. But here's the catch. Halfway down, you have to build your wings. That's the paradox of change. It doesn't come pre-packaged with guarantees. You don't get to see how it ends before you begin. It demands faith in the unknown and action in the face of fear. And that's where most of us freeze. We stand at the edge, staring at what could be, and we say, maybe tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into years, and one day we wake up wondering why nothing is different. Today, I want to talk about what it takes to build your wings mid-air, and why standing still isn't the safe option you think it is. Let's be honest, change gets a bad reputation. When we think about it, we often imagine loss. Losing stability, losing control, losing parts of ourselves. But what if we've been framing it all wrong? What if change isn't about losing anything, but about returning to who you've always been? Think about it. Every major shift in your life, the good ones and the painful ones, has chipped away at the version of you that was built on survival, not authenticity. Change is the great sculptor of life. It strips away what doesn't belong so that something truer can emerge. But here's the thing about sculpting. It's messy. It's not linear. Sometimes it feels like destruction before it feels like creation. And that's why so many of us resist it. We don't trust that the process will give us back something better. Let me tell you a story. There's a little-known experiment from the 1970s involving mice and mazes. In one version, the researchers put cheese at the end of the maze. The mice sprinted toward it, no hesitation. But in another version, they added an electric shock right before the cheese. The mice still went for it, but slower, more hesitant. Eventually, some stopped trying altogether. This is us, isn't it? The cheese is that better life we're craving. The shock is every time we've tried and failed before. Maybe you went after your dream job and didn't get it. Maybe you opened your heart and got hurt. Maybe you set a big goal and didn't even come close. And so now, you hesitate. You hold back. You tell yourself, maybe it's better to stay where I am than risk getting shocked again. But here's what the experiment doesn't show. The mice didn't realize they could climb over the walls of the maze. They assumed they had to keep running around the same painful route. So my question to you is this: are you running the same route because it's familiar, or because it's the only one you believe exists? Transformation is rarely about doing more. It's about seeing differently. The path you're avoiding isn't new. It's been right in front of you, but you've been too caught up in the noise of fear to notice it. Let's break down what real transformation looks like. It starts with chaos. Nobody talks about this, but every new beginning feels like an ending first. Think of nature. Spring only comes after the raw barrenness of winter. Forests regenerate through fires. Chaos isn't a sign you're failing, it's proof you're shedding what doesn't serve you. After chaos comes choice. This is the uncomfortable part. You have to decide whether you'll stay in the mess or step into the unknown. And here's the catch. Your old life will beg you to come back. It will whisper, remember how safe this felt? Remember how predictable it was? But predictable isn't the same as fulfilling. Safety isn't the same as growth. Finally comes creation. This is where you start building the life you were too scared to believe was possible. Not because you're fearless, but because you've decided that fear isn't the boss of you anymore. It's not always the big fears that stop us. Often it's the small, insidious ones, the kind that whisper, you're fine where you are. This is what I call the lullaby of mediocrity. It's soothing, isn't it? It tells you, why risk discomfort? Why rock the boat? But mediocrity isn't neutral, it's draining. It slowly erodes your dreams, your energy, your belief in what's possible. It's like walking around with a dull ache that you've convinced yourself is normal. Here's a hard truth. If you want a life that feels alive, you have to wake yourself up. And waking up hurts. It means admitting that the life you've built might not be the one you want. It means risking failure, rejection, uncertainty. But isn't a moment of discomfort worth a lifetime of fulfillment? Let's get practical. How do you stop resisting and start embracing change? Here are 3 counterintuitive tools. Number 1, stop aiming for certainty. We're addicted to knowing the outcome before we start, but certainty is a myth. Instead of asking, what will happen if I do this? Try asking, what's the next right step? Big change isn't a leap. It's a series of small, intentional moves. Number 2, reframe fear as data. Fear isn't the enemy. It's a flashlight pointing you toward the areas of your life where you've settled. When fear shows up, instead of running from it, get curious. Ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? Number 3, borrow belief. Sometimes you won't believe in yourself, and that's okay. Borrow belief from others. Surround yourself with people who've done the thing you're scared of. Their success is proof that it's possible, and their stories will remind you that transformation doesn't require perfection, only persistence. I'll leave you with this. Life is not a straight line. It's a spiral. You will come back to the same lessons, the same fears, the same dreams, but each time you'll meet them as a slightly different version of yourself. That's what change does. It doesn't just move you forward, it moves you inward. It brings you closer to who you really are. So the next time you're standing at the edge of a cliff, staring at the unknown, I want you to remember this. You already have everything you need to build your wings. All that's left is to jump. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more simple but powerful insights to help you shift your mindset and grow into your best self. And I'll see you next time. Take care.